multiply using special products. And here we have three different products that fit the same general formula. When we have a product where we have a sum, f plus L, times a difference, f minus L, if we were to go and FOIL things out, the outer and inner terms would cancel, and we'd be left with the first term squared, f squared, minus the last term squared, L squared. And so we can use this formula for all three of these because each one is a sum times a difference, or a difference times a sum of the same terms. So let's look at these one at a time. Let's start with x plus 9 times x minus 9. Here we have a sum times a difference of the same terms, and instead of going and FOILing things out, we can use the shortcut, which tells us to take the first term and square it minus the last term squared. Well, the first term is x, and if we square that, we get x squared, minus the last term squared. 9 squared is 81, so we end up with x squared minus 81. If you want to check that that's correct, you can FOIL it out and make sure that you get the same thing. Let's look at the next example, y plus 3 times y minus 3. Again, we have a sum of two terms times the difference of those same terms, so we can use this formula, which says to square the first term, which gives us y squared, and then minus the square of the last term. 3 squared is 9, so we get y squared minus 9. It's a great shortcut, much faster than FOILing when we're able to use it. The last example looks a little different. 3z squared minus 20 times 3z squared plus 20. Now specifically here, the difference comes first and then the sum comes second, but it doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative. The order doesn't matter. So it's fine that the difference is first and the sum is after that. We can still use this formula. We've got to take the first term and square it. If we take 3z squared and square all of that, we end up with 9z to the fourth. And then minus the last term squared. If we take 20 squared, 20 times 20 is 400. So we end up with 9z squared minus 400. Again, if you want to check, you can FOIL that all out. The outer and inner terms should cancel, and you should get 9z to the fourth minus 400.